Hello everybody, my name is Katrina Anggi hasian kaban and I want to explain to all of you about my assignment. The main idea of this clause tells us about a material transfer agreement between Green Afristan International Network and PT Agro Pratama Sejahtera and PT Konsorsium Mitra Kerja. The main idea of this clause tells us about an agreement between the company and the cooperator. It is expected that the company will provide the test material and is willing to do. The main idea of this clause tells us about a company has certain property rights engaged in Paulownia plantation and the provision of seedlings and knowledge in Paulownia cultivation techniques and standard planting procedures. The main idea of this clause tells us about the operator has the necessary facilities, personnel and expertise and evaluates and exploits its own research to meet the objectives of this agreement. This part tells us about an agreement between the company and cooperator intending to be legally bound. For the first one is about definition. A. The definition of Refotropics paulonia. B. Plant parts of Refotropics paulonia. And C. Any and all information which relates to the test materials has been transferred to the cooperator. For the second one is about general rights and obligations. A. Refotropics paulonia may not be granted to any person, company, or other entity and remains under the direct control of the cooperator. The cooperator agrees not to try without the prior written consent of the company and not to use the test materials in any manner to produce additional test materials. B. Restricting the company's right to distribute Refotropics paulonia. C. Refotropics online in accordance with the standard operating procedures designed by the company and all agricultural areas should be informed with GPS coordinates and planting maps should be verified to the company. The cooperator should not propagate Refotropics paulonia without consent from company. E. Corporate should not report on, describe for publication, or exhibit at trade shows of the Refotropics paulonia except with the express written consent of company. F. The provision of the test materials to corporate in no way prevents companies. G. Cooperator agrees to use the Refotropics paulonia in a safe manner and in compliance with the applicable laws, but not limited to those relating to biotechnological or pharmaceutical research, handling and containment of biohazardous materials. H. In the event of any unauthorized use or transfer of the test materials or the company's confidential information, company may terminate this agreement. I. The cooperator agrees that the company holds all right, title, and interest in and to the test materials and confidential information. J. Cooperator agrees not to use the test materials in any way in any research subject to any third party without permission from cooperator. For the third one is about ownership of the test materials. A. The test materials should remain the sole and absolute property of company. B. The test materials should not be sold, transferred, assigned, and shipped. All the requests for the test material that are received by the corporate should be referred to company. D. The cooperator should not use or permit others to use any parts of the test materials for breeding, hybridizing, or making selection. E. The cooperator agrees that company has permission to enter the property cooperator during normal business hours. F. Cooperator should not take any action that can jeopardize the intellectual property rights of company. For the fourth is about reports, records, and publications. A. The cooperator should keep an accurate and complete records in respect of the purpose and test materials and inspected by the company during business hours. B. Cooperator should provide written reports to company on an annual basis or upon request, detailing all research related to the test materials. Prior to submission for publication, the company should provide a copy of any manuscript describing the evaluation of the test materials to the cooperator and should acknowledge the cooperator's contribution. The final decision regarding publication is in the hand of the company. Cooperators may not publish any results of this agreement without the express written permission of the company.
Hi, my name is Cheryl Gladisya Kafka. So the next one is confidentiality. The recipient or cooperator must protect the company's confidential information with at least reasonable care and cannot disclose it without the company's written consent. However, confidentiality obligations do not apply if the information was already not publicly available through no fault of the recipient or cooperator or received from a third party with the right to share it without imposing confidentiality. Disclosure required by law, court order, or to establish rights under the agreement is not a breach, provided the company is given prior notice to seek protections for the information. The next one is the representations and warranties. The company provides no warranties or guarantees, either express or implied, regarding the test material, including those related to merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. The recipient or cooperator assumes all responsibility for any claims or liabilities resulting from their use of the test materials. Both parties agreed to comply with all relevant law and regulations related to the possession or transfer of technical information and biological materials. The next one is the term and terminations. This agreement remains in effect as long as the collaborations on the Rivertropics Pavonia plantation project continues. Only the company can terminate the agreement with at least 60 days written notice. Key sections on definitions, ownership of test materials, confidentiality, and representations and warranties will remain effective after the agreement ends. Upon completion of terminations, the recipient or cooperator must return, destroy, or dispose of the test materials as instructed by the company, at no cost to the company. The next one is the failure to comply. If the recipient or cooperator violates the restrictions regarding the use of test material or confidential information outlined in these agreements, they are obligated to compensate the company within 60 days of the company's demands. This obligation is in addition to any other remedies available to the company under the law, equity, or contract. And then the last one is the miscellaneous. These agreements might not be transferred or assigned by the recipient or cooperator without the company's written consent. It can be executed in the multiple counterparts, each considered an original, collectively forming a single agreement. The interpretations and application of its provisions are governed by the laws of the Republic of Indonesia, interpreted by its federal courts. Neither party can waive its rights under this agreement except in writing. Failure to assert a right or insist on compliance with any terms does not waive that right or excuse future non-performance by the other party. The provisions of these agreements are separable. If there any part is found illegal or invalid, it doesn't affect the validity of other parts. Signatures via facsimile are binding on all parties to these agreements.